Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs in video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. Today we're going to do another daily challenge, and if you're wondering why I'm doing another daily challenge, it's because there is a digital thingamabob that I'm trying to collect. This one right here. There's a mastery card frame in which you have to play 3 daily challenges in a row. So that's what I'm doing. So let's see what today's daily challenge is. So we're playing as the Melting Remnant with Rector Flicker, and the Hellhorned using the basic torch. If I had a hammer, start with Hef the Blacksmith and good old Wingmaker. Hef gains intrinsic. That's really nice. That is a huge benefit. Alright, what are these going to be? Sap. Let's see here. Armchair General. Your champion enters with Sap and Heartless. Okay. Is that bad? That's not very bad with Rector Flicker, especially when we have a replacement champion, Hef the Blacksmith. Alright, not too worried yet. And Brawl. Friendly and enemy units get +5 attack and +10 health. Your Pyre gets +10 attack. Okay. That's not too bad, actually. I feel like this one is not going to be too hard. Let's go. I do have to remember the daily challenge. What did we get? We got Molded, reform a unit. I like that card. We got Fortify. I don't mind that either. Fortify loses some of its benefit because of one of the modifiers that we have, the one that gives enemies more attack value. And Resin Removal. Remove all debuff effects from friendly units and all buff effects from enemy units. Debuff effects are generally negative, represented by red icons. That would be Sap, right? And our champion enters with Sap, so we can remove that, actually. Interesting. Okay. That is an interesting way to start. So, the Brawl is probably what's making this hardest. The champion starting with Sap and Heartless doesn't seem that significant, especially when we have a card in our starting deck that removes that. And Hef the Blacksmith and good old Wingmaker is great. Not as good when the enemies have +10 health, of course. Our torches are going to be terrible, I think. Alright, let's start with upgrading our champion. So we could give our champion a whole lot more health and a whole lot more attack but burnout. Or we can give it Harvest. I think I'm going to go with Burn Bright. We don't have a way to make the champion last longer. Yet. Not in our deck yet. But having that extra attack when we start with so much sap. Ooh, 10 sap. 10 sap is a lot of sap. Maybe... I don't know. I'm going to go with Burn Bright. Let's see how that goes. And then, what's our artifact? +3 magic power. I don't know. I don't know if that works well with Brawl. +3 magic power is pretty small. It does work with some of the starting cards that we have. Otherwise, improved Firebox is okay. I think I'm going to go with Tempered Talisman, but I'm not sure that this is really the best idea, because the enemies have more health. So +3 magic power just kind of doesn't cut it. Let's look at our starting deck. So we've got the Dregs. The Dregs are pretty nice with the Brawl daily challenge. Good old Wingmaker is not actually that great when all the enemies have extra health. But we do have some torches to help it actually slay some units. Fortify isn't doing much, honestly. Resin Removal makes our champion more playable, and the Train Stewards are pretty bad. Let's go. Enemy units appear on each floor. Ooh, that's pretty bad with Brawl, right? Oh, that's pretty bad with Brawl. I don't think I should turn this on. That feels really weird not to turn on the first trial, but I don't think we should turn it on when the enemy units all have extra damage. That hurts. I would really like that 75 gold. And I do have googly eyes. I'm going to have the googly eyes on it when I'm not doing standard runs, I think. Let me know if you would like that to be otherwise. Hef the Blacksmith, our real champion. Our champion's okay, but Hef the Blacksmith. Hef the Blacksmith is the real champion here. So, our champion has Heartless. I think we want Hef the Blacksmith in front, taking the damage. Actually, he's going to burn out. Rector Flicker is burning out. Let him take damage before he burns out. We can always remold him. Oh, that train steward has extra health. That hurts. We could play a drag to take it out, though. I think I will play a drag to take out that. The good old Wingmaker could also take out the Collector. Let's do that. Take out the Collector with the good old Wingmaker. And then we're adding a drag here, definitely. It has burnout too. I'm going to just place it in front of Hef the Blacksmith here. And fortify Hef the Blacksmith. She's the one that's surviving. And unfortunately I drew my molded on the wrong turn. I really want it in 2 turns. That's when I want to draw the molded. So here's the resin removal. We can remove the sap and Heartless. Can't really remove the burnout though, which is about to happen. But removing the debuffs, I think those debuffs remain removed when we remold our champion. We'll find out if that's not true. And we might not find out this battle though. I'm going to place this train steward here so that we don't draw it again. Alright, here we go. Final battle, final wave, and we've already won, so click end turn. So everything was going very well, except for the fact that we weren't able to take the Mark of Invasion trial on the first one. Molded. I do like that. We already have 2 in the deck. Hallowed Drippings might be good. Applying 5 burnout. Then Mortal Entrapment. Deal 40 damage and apply Dazed 3 to an already damaged unit. Kind of said I didn't like this card. I think with our starting deck, and with our champion having Burn Bright, I want to take Hallowed Drippings. Welder Helper applies 20 armor. That's kind of not good enough. The Hornbreak benefits from the Temper Talisman twice, which is nice. I think I will take that. Also, having Piercing is pretty essential for some of the enemies we have. We get to choose which way to go. It's different than the first time. I'm very interested in a Remnant banner because I have the Molded in my deck, and I have that card I just added, the Hallowed Drippings. So I think a Melting unit would be nice. Merchant of Magic. I guess I do want to go to the Merchant of Magic too. So let's go this way. Let's take our artifact first. Apply Endless to the first friendly unit played each turn. Whoa. That's interesting. That is interesting. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. That's pretty good too, especially with Tempered Talisman. And Light's gift is okay. I think we take the Votive Key. I've never played with this before, and it seems really good. It seems really good. So, Lady of the House has Burnout 3. Pretty chunky unit. I like the pretty chunky unit. Paraffin Enforcer applies Rage 3 to friendly Burnout units. That includes a lot of my current units, but I think I like the Lady of the House more. Let's take the Lady of the House. And go to the Merchant of Magic. So Power Stone, I'm very happy to see that here. Upgrade a spell to gain Permafrost. Could be Hallowed Drippings, because then you can play it when you need it. The Molded is not too bad either. I think I really like Permafrost on Hallowed Drippings. It's just, do I want to pay 90 gold for it? I think yes. Let's make that better. 10 magic power. I want to go on good old Wingmaker or Hornbreaker. Both of those are good. Good old Wingmaker is probably just better. 19 damage twice. And then Emberstone. Emberstone is good all the time. But what do we want to play constantly? These are already pretty cheap. So how much does an Emberstone really help? Let's put it on Molded. Alright, and next battle. Enemy units enter with armor 10. We get a unit draft. So that seems kind of bad, but not too bad. I'm gonna turn that one on. Let's get another unit. With Hef the Blacksmith, I kind of really like getting extra units because we can make the bottom floor really big and strong. Let's see here. We have Hef the Blacksmith. That's always good. We've got Rector Flicker and Lady of the House. Either one of them could be placed at the bottom. The Torch basically does nothing. The Conduit Infiltrator is kind of scary, actually. Because Rector Flicker starts off with a downside because of Armchair General, I think I'm going to put him at the top. And I'll put Hef the Blacksmith and Lady of the House here at the bottom. That kills all but the Conduit Infiltrator, and Rector Flicker is going to kill that Conduit Infiltrator when it gets to him. Lady of the House is taking a lot of damage here. That's okay, we'll just remold her. The Collector goes to floor 2. Why do I draw my molded on the second turn? That's not when I want them. So Hornbreak can kill one of these immediately, but only one of them. I wonder which one I would like to kill immediately. We could put the Dreg in front, keep the Lady of the House alive another turn. Kind of like that. So she's currently dying, but only because we haven't played Hornbreak yet. Although we could let her die and play Hornbreak on the Collector. And I might do that. We will play Resin Removal on our champion. And no reason to play Hallowed Drippings yet, so it's really how much do I care about keeping these units alive? I mean, I have tons of units in my deck to play, so not that much. Let's Hornbreak this. We will remold them sometime. Unless we finish the battle before I do. F the Blacksmith is all alone. And I think we play the Dregs down here. And a Train Steward. What are we drawing next turn? We are not drawing a remold, so let's play a Train Steward out in front. We will use Hallowed Drippings next turn, very likely. Our champion just burned itself out. So, are we already winning? We are not already winning, but we're pretty close, honestly. And good old Wingmaker, I think, makes it so that we win. It does, even without playing Hallowed Drippings. How about that? There we go. 2 battles down, pretty easily. Completely forgot about the votive key that I added to my deck. Half the blacksmith was endless, but I forgot about it. Let's try to remember the benefits that I have. Molten Encasement is not bad. Adding Stealth 2 to my units seems nice. Engulfed Smoke is another way to do the same thing. And I always like Drip Ball. The Molten Encasement is a cheaper way to do it, and honestly, we're a lot better at playing units than we are at playing spells. So let's take the Molten Encasement. Ooh, I do want another Hornbreak. Let's take another Hornbreak. And then here is our banner unit. Lady of the House, Paraffin Thug, Paraffin Enforcer. Honestly, all three of these are kind of nice in their own way. I'm tempted to take another Lady of the House, though. Let's take another Lady of the House. Big chunky units. So, I don't really care too much about the left side, but do I have anything I want to duplicate? I do like duplicating good old Wingmaker. Good old Wingmaker is what I would duplicate. Is that better than going to a Merchant of Steel? And yeah, I think duplicating good old Wingmaker and getting a new unit is better than Merchant of Steel. Let's go this way. Let's do this unit first. We could get another Lady of the House. How many Lady of the Houses do you need? Strike, apply 3. Okay, I think we're going to take the Paraffin Enforcer with the plan to sacrifice it, because that is a pretty good unit essence. We could add that to Lady of the House, for example. Let's take it. And then Concealed Caverns. What do we have here? Shards of the Pyre. Remnants of the once great beacon of hell are strewn about. When it was extinguished, the shattered pyre must have been ejected through these hell vents across all 9 rings. Do we take a swig? So we can get a strength stone, not bad. A bone shine. Restore 5 times pyre health. Or straight from the still. Apply extra damage to the pyre. I think I'm going to sip with caution this time. I did this one the previous time, which is why it's Divinity Mastered. I think I'm going to go with the basic Strength Stone this time. And we have a fair number of things that I wouldn't mind Strength Stoning. One of those is just one of the Lady of the Houses. We've got 2 of them. Kind of want to keep them around, so let's do that. Their hardy constitutions are also certain to stave off any adverse effects, or so you hope. Now, we are going here, we are duplicating the good old Wingmaker, and we are not taking Divine Boons. I'm pretty low on pack shards, but that's because we had 2 Divine Boons and 1 artifact. I don't really like the Divine Boons. Pretty happy with being low on pack shards right now. We'll get them later. Enemy units enter with Rage 2. Talos attacks every turn and gains armor on Slay. Does she have extra attack? Yes, she does. The bosses having extra attack can be bad. At least one of the boss has multi-strike 4, I think. I hope we don't encounter that boss. Alright, there's a lot of damage coming in down here. However, we can play the good old Wingmaker and just delete basically all of these units. That means we can't play the Lady of the House, but we could play half the Blacksmith and a Rector Flicker. Pretty happy with that. Let's do that. And We are going to play Hef the Blacksmith first because that's the one that I want to have endless on it. Rector Flicker is going to burn himself out, and I would rather reform him than have him have endless. Do we put the Fortify on you? You're burning out. I guess we do because... No, I guess we do. Hard to choose, honestly. Now then, we can fit tons of units down here because we slayed so many, and we can slay even more. Alright, the bottom floor is going to have a ridiculous number of units. Ridiculous. Which one are we playing this time, though? Paraffin Enforcer or Lady of the House? The Paraffin Enforcer only gets a strike in if he is in front. That's kind of a downside. Let's put him in front. That way he will add rage to Rector Flicker. So we can add more burnout to Rector Flicker. We've got both molded in our draw pile though, so I actually want him to burn out so we can remold him. Hornbreak, we kind of don't need to do that. The Molten Encasement is nice here though. Adding stealth to friendly units, keeping this guy a little bit more alive, I like that. We can also play a Dreg. Sure. Play the Dreg. And we can even fit a Train Steward down here, but remember we have a 5-unit limit, and we have other units we want to play, particularly the Lady of the House. Both Lady of the Houses. So I'm going to play the Train Steward up here, and basically let it die. You gain 25 armor on Slay. That's not so nice. Still. And let's Hornbreak you. I wonder what stays over when we... Oh, I forgot that he had Endless because we played him first. That's kind of nice. We have our Molten Encasement back. We did not draw the Molded. The Molten Encasement had Endless. Oh. Ooh. I didn't think about that. But that's excellent. There it is, the votive key. The Molten Encasement is an amazing thing to have Endless on it. Oh my. I think we're powerful. I'm going to play another Dreg. And then we'll just burn the boss a little bit. I will not play that Dreg, because... Actually, there's 5 here. We could have a 6th. Yeah, I will play this Dreg. Because this one's burning out, so we won't have that one. And I don't feel the need to play Hallowed Drippings just yet. My units have so much stealth. And they're just going to have more. Because I'm going to play the Molten Encasement again. Let's play the Molded. Get back Rector Flicker, I think. Rector Flicker, and now I wonder... Your champion enters with Sap 10 and Heartless, so he's going to have Sap 10 when we play him. That's not the best. And Molten Encasement, we do want that one to have Endless, so let's do this. And then I think that next turn we play Hallowed Drippings. Yeah, next turn we play Hallowed Drippings. That way we can do the most we can do against the boss. Let's play this torch. And all of our units are very stealthy. Oh, we're already winning. No need to play Hallowed Drippings. We are winning. Great. Now, what else do we have? Kill friendly units, reform units to this floor until it exceeds its space. That's so interesting. Formless Child, I like. Kind of interesting for that to have Endless on it as well. You know, the Hallowed Halls, things will have Endless. The Endless actually hurts the Hallowed Halls, I guess. Harvest, gain 1 soul. I think the Formless Child, having Endless, is very nice. So we'll take that one. And then, how much do I care about these? I guess the Wickless Baron is pretty good. And it has a good unit essence too. So we'll take that one. Do we want Ember, Draw, or Space? We kind of don't need space. We get tons of space with the cards that we already have. So it's Fell's Remorse or Herzl's Compound for me. Fell's Remorse allows us to play more each turn. Herzl's Compound gives us more options each turn. I think we want the play more right now. Unstable Vortex allows me to remove Train Stewards. And I don't think I need another Hellhorned unit, so let's go to the right. Take our artifact. When played, your champion gets plus 50% attack. It's actually kind of nice. Let's take it. Our champion's big and strong. And I think we're going to make him bigger. Burn Bright 2? Burn Bright 2. And then remove some Train Stewards. Remove a Train Steward, remove a Train Steward. I actually like the torches more than the Train Stewards, which is saying a lot. So the True Stone is quite nice. I want that on a good old Wingmaker. The Piercing is pretty significant, and the extra 10 magic power makes that ridiculous. Now, let's think about Engage Pact. We've got another temple here, another temple here. We actually have a bunch of temples that we can sacrifice units at. So how much do I really want to sacrifice the unit now? I guess not now. I'm happy to use those divine temples to sacrifice units though. So we will do that in the future, just not now. Non-boss enemy units get extra attack. Doesn't seem very significant. Doesn't seem that significant. Let's take it. Alright, who's going down here? The torch kind of does nothing this turn. We can play Hef the Blacksmith and Rector Flicker, but not the Dreg. The Wickless Baron we want down here eventually, so let's do this. We're going to play the Rector Flicker in front. He can take some damage, that's no problem. Oh, we can play all of these. Well, the problem is I don't want to play all of them. The Dreg will go here. It's probably just going to burn out, but I'd rather have it burnt out so that my molds do something. And the Torch does nothing, doesn't it? Torch does nothing, except give this guy armor. Let's not play it. Wickless Baron I'm not playing because I want him at the bottom. So we'll play him there the next time around. Collector appears at the top. The Paraffin Enforcer, the Formless Child. So the Formless Child does nothing just yet. Paraffin Enforcer could have Endless on it. Oh, but we can't play it down here. I think we mainly don't play cards this turn. We'll play a Drag up here to kill the Collector. And we'll play a Fortify here. But other than that, I don't really want these cards right now. Now, I think that I really want to draw more cards each turn, because the options seem important to me now. So the Molten Encasement is really nice. Really nice. The only problem is if I play it, I can't play Lady of the House. You are burning out. Let's play the Molten Encasement, give Hef the Blacksmith some stealth, start this Endless train out. You are going to get more armor, even though you'll have permanent stealth basically. And let's reform a unit. Even if we don't play it this turn, having a reformed unit in our deck is kind of good, I think. And we can play it this turn. Let's play it. Lady of the House will get you next time around. This drag is just going to go here. I could have a pretty solid second floor in addition to my first floor, and I just have not bothered. Now then, what do we do here? We did not get any of the piercing spells that I have, and I have 3 piercing spells. It's kind of surprising. We will be playing Lady of the House, but we want to play Molten Encasement first because of the Endless from the Votive Key. Lady of the House and a Dreg. Train Steward we want to play on a different floor just so that we don't have it in the deck anymore. And then this does less damage than he gains when we play it, so we don't play it. Unfortunately, they made it to the next floor. They're the first ones that made it to the next floor. We will kill them though. Dead. Wish I had done that on this floor so that there was more space on this floor, but Hef the Blacksmith is doing that slowly. Now, do we just automatically win? We do not. We do not automatically win. However, and we didn't draw well, actually. Well, I guess we'll play a Train Steward down here. And we will play Hallowed Dripping this turn to apply 5 burnout to Lady of the House. And then if we Hornbreak one of these in the back, then we will take a lot less damage on our units. And then we win. Great. Strong run so far. And we are through Battle 4. Sacred Wicks reforms 2 random units. Our units kind of don't die fast enough for me to want that. Crushing Demise. Crushing Demise is amazing. Especially if we're playing everything on floor 1. This can basically take out something that's on floor 2 or 3 that made it past our stuff at the bottom. Let's take it. Imp in a Box. We do not care for Imp in a Box this time. And I actually don't care for any of these. Skip. Now then. This side we get to remove 2 Train Stewards. I like that. This side is a Merchant of Steel. The remove 2 Train Stewards is very powerful. Let's go this side. And again, we have to think about pack shards. So if I were to sacrifice at each one of these divine temples, we would get exactly enough pack shards. So I think I will sacrifice a unit here. But first, remove train stewards. After removing these train stewards, the next thing to remove are torches. Torches are quite bad. Stack stone. Hallowed drippings could have a stack stone. Applying 10 burnout, that's pretty significant. We've got the money, let's do it. So hallowed drippings is now kind of the end game card. We play it when the boss comes out so that all of our burnout units survive in the boss battle for at least a little while. Power stone is excellent. I would like that either on good old Wingmaker or a Hornbreaker. A Hornbreak, that is. I think I want it on good old Wingmaker. So we've got 2 fully upgraded good old Wingmakers. And we could make Crushing Demise cost 0. I guess resin removal is something that you would want to play every time. So let's make that cost 0. And reroll. What else do we have? Eternal Stone. We have no consume spells. Okay. Can't do that. Another Power Stone. I'm liking these Power Stones. Hornbreak gets upgraded this time. And then Ember Stone. Where do we want an Ember Stone? We could put it on this Hornbreak. Sure. Don't really need the Ember Stone is the thing. And I'm going to purge a card while it only costs 50. But I think I'm going to stop at purging just 1 this time. Just to save my money for future things. I might be purging more of those, though. So let's do an Engage Pact. True Stone is also an option. We could do that on Hornbreak. It's not as significant on Hornbreak because the Hornbreak already has Piercing. So I'm going to pass on that. We're going to Engage Pact, sacrifice which unit? This one. Because this basically gives what he has to something else. And the Burnout 2 is helpful because I'm going to put it on a Burnout unit. I'm going to put it on this Lady of the House. So now she has Burnout 5, and she gives Rage to Burnout units. Hopefully that includes herself. There we go, now we've got 50 pack shards. Let's go. The Sycophants of Seraph. The Mark of Invasion still seems kinda bad. We're better with it now. Should we go for it? I think I am going to go for it this time. We're going to take damage on the Pyre because I clicked that button, but the 150 gold might be worth it. The amount of damage that we take on the Pyre might be significant. It really depends on whether we get one of our 2 damage spells, the good old Wingmaker. So at the bottom, we play Rector Flicker and Hef the Blacksmith. Hef the Blacksmith gets the Endless. She hasn't died yet, but when she dies, she's going to come back. And I think I'm going to play the Wickless Baron on floor 2 this time. So Wickless Baron on floor 2. And we're going to play the good old Wingmaker here. So just wipe all of those out. And then the next question is, if I played the Dreg up here, would it survive? It would not. It would die immediately, so there's no benefit to playing it there. We're just going to take 21 damage on our Pyre. But it's 150 gold that we get from taking that damage. The collector appears at the top. We don't have enough space to play the Lady of the House down here, which is what I really wanted to do. We can do the resin removal. You're going to get pretty strong after this particular battle. We're going to fortify you, because you're burning out soon. And I guess we torched this one, because why not? I don't really want to play this Lady of the House up here. Not really. Even though I kind of feel like we need the damage against this one. But you know what? That's why we added Crushing Demise to the deck. And Molded does nothing currently. Should have thought about defeating the Collector. The only way I could have done so is by playing Lady of the House up there. But maybe that would have been the right choice. So we did get Molten Encasement, which means all of our units will have stealth on them. Play the Fortify here. I am going to play the Lady of the House here. Do some damage. And why not a Dreg up here too? So you're getting some damage. Hopefully you don't make it to the Pyre, because it would be quite bad if you made it all the way there. I still have yet to draw the Crushing Demise card, which I would like to use on that enemy. We drew Crushing Demise. That's good. We have 2 units in the pile right now, which makes me want to play Formless Child. The question is whether I want to keep playing Molten Encasement first. I think I do. So Molten Encasement first, so that Formless Child, so that it gets the Endless. Formless Child dies, and we get a unit back. Oh no, you didn't die. They don't deal enough damage to kill both of you? Okay, whatever. Crushing Demise up here. You're dead. And then Piercing. Piercing goes through the armor. Let's do that. You still don't die. You need more damage at the bottom. That Dreg adds a lot more damage at the bottom. Good old Wingmaker could just knock all of these out. I guess let's do that. That gets the Wickless Baron a whole bunch of damage and health. Let's remold Rector Flicker, I think so. Rector Flicker, the other one was the Formless Child I was thinking about. And Rector Flicker would get Endless if we put him here. I guess I do want that. You have Endless and Heartless. So the Heartless and the Sap, they come every time you play your champion. So even though we removed that with a card, Resin Removal, it comes back after he reforms. It's good to know. I wasn't exactly sure how that would work, but it did work the way that I thought it would probably work. Do I play this other unit? I do, because we will still be able to fit Lady of the House and the Molten Encasement down here. And then we do nothing. Alright, final wave. You have stealth, but my units also will have stealth. We are always going to play the Lady of the House down here. Every time she strikes, she adds rage to burnout units, so we want her in front of the other burnout units. Yes, in front of all of the other burnout units. And then we add 10 burnout to our burnout units. And now we're winning. Okay. Instead of just clicking the end turn button, I'm going to make it a little bit easier on myself and defeat those guys first. Alright. So everybody loses one stealth as they stand around not being able to find each other. And my units are burning out before they die. But we still win. Great. 21 damage taken, that hurts, but we planned to do that because of the trial. Memento Mori doesn't really do much here. I don't mind another crushing demise, honestly. I don't really care if I kill a random unit, especially because I have Endless on many of my units. Do I want to go as far as playing Inferno? Maybe not. Inferno's expensive. Turn a random consume spell to your hand. What consume spells do we have? Hallowed Drippings. That's it. I'm not interested. Let's skip these. What is this? Time has never held sway over my existence. What would pass as seconds for me are endless eternities in this world. Your existence is of little consequence, and yet you were able to take the child and the mother from me. I do not feel as you small beings do, but I did contract. So I've contracted time to a circle. There is no end, only beginning again, forever. Replace your precious pyre or leave hell to freeze. It has no meaning. You are doomed to repeat your struggle over and over. That is your punishment. Even my own defeat, temporary. You feel your being begin? Oh, you feel your being, noun, begin to contract. Do you submit? Yes, I really want to see what this does. What does this do? It's a divine artifact. We only get the artifact for one battle? Well, that kind of sucks, honestly. We only get it for one battle, but it does twice the effect. I mean, I guess divine concussive coals will make the next battle extremely easy. Or we could skip for 25. Let's take a divine artifact just because. Just because. It's fun. But I think the right choice was actually to take more gold there. We can duplicate a card on the right. On the left, we get a Merchant of Steel, which we kind of want to use. On the right, we get an Unstable Vortex. I would love to remove the torches. Those torches basically do nothing for me. So I'm really thinking about going to the right again, meaning that we still have not gone to a Merchant of Steel. Let's do it though. There's some good stuff on the right here. Let's remove the 2 torches. 2 torches are pretty bad. Let's get an artifact. The Golded Vault is actually pretty interesting. As long as you have at least 25 gold. Okay, Golden Vault. Let's look at the Divine Temple. Upgrade a spell with 30 magic power. Hornbreak could really use that. Do we want to purge a spell? The Fortifies are not great. They're not great, but they're fine. If I did both of those, that would mean I wouldn't have to sacrifice at both of these Divine Temples. I do really like Extreme Stone on Hornbreak. So I'm doing that, and that means that we want to do 1 Engaged Pact at the end, and something that gives 10, kind of like Purge Stone, but I'm going to wait a little bit. So what are we duplicating? We could duplicate another good old Wingmaker. They're kind of nice. We could duplicate Hef the Blacksmith, technically. I think we duplicate this good old Wingmaker. That good old Wingmaker is very powerful. And that will give us enormous amounts of space. Archus, Darkness Incarnate. What do we get? Shattering Dark Shard. That is triggers when one of your units dies. And triggers when you play a unit. So these are both about playing units. So we're free to play spells when they're there. Oh right, this battle is going to be very easy, because the bottom always is dazed. Well, I guess what we do is we play good old Wingmaker, so that we have lots of space at the bottom, and then we put some units at the bottom. Lady of the House and Rector Flicker? Yeah. Rector Flicker in front, because he has more health. If I played the Dreg here, what would happen? It would be dazed. Fine with that. You can be dazed. Those Absolvers will die very quickly. Ooh, I want this, but I can't fit it. Oh no. If we Horn Break, we could just Horn Break the boss, honestly. I see nothing against Horn Breaking the boss here. And I don't want to play, yeah, I don't want to play any units there. So I guess we just pass the turn. Wait a minute. Why did we get a Weight of Contrition? Oh, because it's when the units die and he burned out. Oh no. That's so sad. He burned out, so we got a Weight of Contrition. So we play this Weight of Contrition. Our units are burning out. That's fine. Does that mean that we want to play a unit? Our units never die down here, and if we play a unit, our units get dazed. So we don't want to do that. We can remove that. I guess we will. Don't see any benefit to doing the thing I just did. You are still stealthy, so playing these drags here doesn't do anything. I guess we'll play them here. One of those drags has Endless on it. Alright, went to the bottom. What we want to do, we want units. We don't want to play Crushing Demise this turn. We do have Molded, so we can get back a unit. We could get back Rector Flicker. Get back Rector Flicker. And then we can play a Molten Encasement in front. We'll want it in front eventually, so let's do that. We'll play Rector Flicker. And then we will play good old Wingmaker. I don't want to play Crushing Demise because I don't want to have to replay these units, I guess. But that's the only reason. Basically, this battle is too easy because of my Divine Artifact. It's too easy for me to need Crushing Demise. Okay, that dazes my units that I play up there. These units are already dying. We could play a burnout unit down here. I don't mind that. Let's do that. We could play a couple of fortifies on the one that's likely to survive the longest. And let's deal damage to the boss. Where does the boss go this turn? To the bottom. That makes it so that we don't want to play units. We don't want our units to die. That's unfortunate because he's burning out. It's only our units, right? When one of your units dies, so we can kill these. No problem. We don't want to play Crushing Demise. We do want to play a Wickless Baron. Yes. This is the time for Wickless Baron. We could play Hallowed Drippings to avoid this Weight of Contrition, but I think we'll just take the Weight of Contrition. And play both of these, because these deal damage to the boss, and make it so that we deal more damage to the boss with our units. 212 damage to the boss. There's that Weight of Contrition. I think we will have no problem playing that. And we can't play any units up here because they would become dazed, so even though we can play units, it doesn't do anything. The Paraffin Enforcer Lady of the House goes down here. And we've got 5 units there. We can fit a Dreg, no problem. And then the real question is, are we going to be able to bring back our champion next turn? Yes. The only way that we don't get to bring back the champion is if we draw every card except for the 2 molded. So I'm not going to play Hallowed Drippings this turn. I guess we just play this against the boss. And be done. So now we crush down here, and I can probably beat this boss much more than we need to. We will play Molded, get Rector Flicker back, put him behind the Lady of the House. We will play... how many units do we have? 6? We will play this, get Lady of the House, put a Lady of the House down here, play Hallowed Drippings, and I just noticed that we're winning. Let's win. But I think I could have taken out Archus even if he had double the health that he has. Considering he hasn't killed any of the units that deal most of the damage yet. Alright. Transcending Imp. That's actually pretty bad, because one of the summon things is Armchair General. Intent on Death. I don't think I've seen this card before. Consume. Trigger a unit's extinguish ability without killing it. Kinda like it, but I also don't need it. Ooh, it works well in the Formless Child. Okay, so we've got both the Molten Encasement and the Formless Child. That's good enough for me. Let's take it. And then we are going to draw 1 extra card every turn. More options. Which way are we going on this one? We have some money, so we could go to the right to go to the Merchant of Trinkets. Or we could go to the left to go to the Merchant of Magic. I don't really feel the need to go to the Merchant of Magic, though. We've gone to many Merchants of Magic. So I think we go to the right. And let's start with upgrading our champion. Our champion will burn very bright. The Dark Calling is nice, but not in the deck that we have. We will burn very bright. Concealed Caverns. It is a train graveyard. We've been to this one a couple times. We can get a Heartstone, Blood for Blood, or a Petrified Heart. Friendly units get plus 10 health and Heartless. I have taken the Petrified Heart, usually. The Blood for Blood doesn't do much for me. The Heartstone is fine. The Petrified Heart doesn't really hurt, well, except for the 10 Pyre health, but doesn't really hurt at all because my units having Heartless doesn't mean anything when I can't heal them anyway. Not to mention I have a spell that removes the Heartless effect. Yeah, let's take the Petrified Heart again. Seems nice. And then what? What would I remove from my deck? One of the Dregs? One of the Fortifies? Maybe I could remove both of the Fortifies, keep the Dregs? Yeah, let's remove the Fortifies. I think Fortify just doesn't scale with the Brawl effect, so there's no reason to have it. Units get an extra upgrade slot, that doesn't do much for me. My units get Rage occasionally, and +5 for friendly units is fine. I think I'll take the Hammered Chestplates and then reroll. Ho-ho, Combustible Wax. Tomb units get +30 and burnout 1. That's not too bad. But the Combustible Wax is really nice. And then the question is, if I had more money, could I afford these? No. The answer is no, so there's no reason to go to the Divine Boons. Heaven Seal seems terrible. Terrible. We will not do it. I think this one, units are going to survive longer. So this guy has Sweep and Ember Drain. Do not like that. Do not like that at all. We basically cannot kill it quickly. Yeah, what do we do here? We play half the Blacksmith, of course. And then we play Lady of the House down here. And then a good old Wingmaker and play Rector Flicker on the second floor, I think. Rector Flicker has a bunch of damage. We are going to have very little Ember next turn. Dealing this a bunch of damage doesn't do anything because Rector Flicker kills it anyway, and it's not like we're going to kill it before then. However, playing Lady of the House up here means that we're going to have more Ember Drain next turn too, which I also don't like. So I guess we play good old Wingmaker, and, you know, maybe that will help. Most likely it won't, but I don't think I want -2 Ember 2 turns in a row. Ooh, there's a Collector, but we only have 2 Ember this turn. The Molten Encasement is kind of nice down at the bottom. We could kill off Rector Flicker and kill this. I do not mind that. You would die, though, if we did that. Unless we play the Molten Encasement down here. Alright, so the plan. The plan is kill our champion. We can reform him. Make him bigger and stronger. We will play a Molten Encasement down here so that our units don't die down here. And then we will play a Dreg at the top so that we get that sweet money. No! The Dreg doesn't do enough damage to get the money. No! Okay, well... still gonna play the Dreg at the top. We want another Crushing Demise, basically. Because these 2 units have made it that far. Good old Wingmaker kills this one. But it also kills these. Molded gets our champion back. That seems pretty nice. Our champion does make it so that these people die. And we kind of want him in front. So now you don't die, but you do die. I think the good old Wingmaker goes here. In the next 5 cards, we are definitely drawing a Crushing Demise, so we can kill you off. Let's just kill this one with a Hornbreak. So now that one's dying. And unfortunately, we cannot play this. Why doesn't the sweep happen here? I'm confused as to why my units aren't taking 7 damage. Shouldn't they be taking 7 damage? Well, we're going to play Resin Removal. Yeah, why aren't they taking 7 damage? Oh, because they're stealth. I forgot about that. Alright. Great. So we got an Ember Drain for only 1, because the rest of our units were stealth. So, Crushing Demise goes to the top. Gone. I want so many cards at the bottom. The good old Wingmaker makes that more possible. And we could play the Wickless Baron at the bottom, but I kind of would prefer to play this unit that just magically appeared in my hand. Along with another one of those? No, because we want the other Lady of the House down here. Let's play the Wickless Baron here, and just give him a couple of drags to make him happy. Alright, your sweep Ember Drain is getting really annoying, let me tell you. If only the Molten Encasement would die first, but it doesn't die first. Alright, well, we'll at least be stealth on a future turn. I wanted to play the Lady of the House. Whoops. I could Crushing Demise and hope that it kills this one. Could do good old Wingmaker and then Crushing Demise. Most of my units have Endless down here, so I would just get to play them again next turn. Alright, I get to play you again next turn, I guess. And can we fit the Lady of the House? You take up 3 spaces. Lady of the House takes 2. Yeah, we can play Lady of the House. Cool. And then Resin Removal to help all of you out. A brief respite, we play Hef the Blacksmith in the back again. And then we've got nothing we care to play, honestly. Even Intent on Death isn't great, but I am going to play it because adding Stealth 2 is okay. And now, do we just win? We do. Alright. End turn. Just win. So that battle was relatively easy. Which means we've only got 2 more, and I'm not worried at all. I think we're doing quite well in this challenge. Resin Removal, I like having the 1, but I don't think I want 2. And then we don't have enough unit deaths for either of these to matter. Impressive, we don't have any imps. Tiresome Climb doesn't seem great. It's okay. Not good enough for me. Let's skip. So, we've got Seraph next. We do have to get up to the pack shard requirements. The Merchant of Magic is on the left. Merchant of Steel and a Hellvent are on the right. Don't know how much we care about Unstable Vortex anymore. I guess we go right. So, what would we duplicate? Another good old Wingmaker? It's possible. We could duplicate Hef the Blacksmith. If we did that, we would want to go here first. We could large stone Hef the Blacksmith and then duplicate it. We'll consider that. Divine Temple we are definitely doing. We have to sacrifice a unit. So if we have to sacrifice a unit, what are we sacrificing? The Molten Encasement is okay. The Wickless Baron, that's the one that we want to sacrifice. So Wickless Baron, we are sacrificing that. Let's put that on Hef the Blacksmith. Because what does it do? Harvest? Yeah. That's really nice on Hef the Blacksmith. So we do that. And then what we do is we upgrade Hef the Blacksmith to be even better. Could be with a large stone. Or I could take my chances and do the reroll for something better. I think I'd take my chances. Immortal Stone, really unnecessary. We don't need it. Okay, in that case, we're just going to get a Strength Stone on Hef the Blacksmith. Kind of wish I did the large stone. Even though she has made to fit, we could make her large again. And then the Heartstone can go on... We don't really have enough money to go to the Merchant of Trinkets anymore. And we can, for free, remove cards. So yeah, we should spend it here, get the Heartstone, and do something. I guess the Heartstone goes on you, Lady of the House. So we're done with the Merchant of Steel. We are now going to duplicate Hef the Blacksmith, which will give us all the pack shards we need. And then we can remove 2 cards. I kind of want to remove 1 Dreg. Kind of. But I don't really want to remove anything else. I will remove 1 Dreg. And everything else seems pretty nice. So let's go. We've got enough pack shards, right? Let's go through the final gauntlet. Seraph adds melee weakness. Gains attack on rally and encamped. That's probably the worst part, is that Seraph gains attack. So the plan here is to play 2 Hef the Blacksmiths and a Rector Flicker. Let's do that. So Hef the Blacksmith at the bottom. We could add a Hef the Blacksmith to the middle. That would cause the incant to go up. But it would also kill the Slight Wings. The other option is to put it at the top. I think I will put it at the top. That makes it so that the middle floor is kind of the crushing demise floor. And then Rector Flicker. Protect you from damage, basically. Because you burn out. I mean, you have burnout 6 though these days. Alright, we did get a good old Wingmaker, that's what I wanted to see. We got a Lady of the House with a Paraffin Enforcer as well. Wonderful. So, do we want to put that in front of Rector Flicker? Not really. put it behind. You did get more damage for us doing that. We could play a Formless Child somewhere. I guess we could play a Formless Child up here. That's fine. I don't think we're going to beat the boss before the Relentless phase, by the way. I kind of think about that a lot with these battles, but I don't think it's going to happen. Good old Wingmaker. So down here, there's really nothing that we need to do, but we could play a Dreg, or two. Play a Dreg. I don't really want to play two, though. We could play a Dreg up here. You are going to die, and then we will get nothing for it, because nothing else has died. That's not great. Well, let's put a Dreg in front of you, so that the Dreg dies. Resin removal can go here. And no reason to knock you out. Not really. So let's play good old Wingmaker and the Hornbreak up here. So you still die, which is good, because we want something in the discard pile. In the consume pile, I guess. So we can reform it. There we go. Now you die and you actually get something back. We want to play the Molten Encasement down here. That's what we want, with Endless on it. And then, otherwise, do we care about that Gilded Wing? Because we could play a Hornbreaker, which would ensure that it dies. I think. Yeah, a Hornbreaker would ensure that it dies. Would this lesser Hornbreaker ensure that it dies? I think so. Because we do it to this one. Ooh, that barely doesn't do it. Okay, we do the better Hornbreaker here. You still don't die. I'm actually surprised by that. Well, I guess we play this Hornbreaker too. And we can get that Dreg, but if we get that Dreg, then you dying does nothing. So I'd rather you die and get that Dreg. Let's play the Lady of the House up here. Do we want to play that one at the bottom? We can't fit it. That makes it easy. And then we're done. End turn. There we go. That's the Dreg that I want. Burnout 5, 54 attack. Alright. We drew a good old Wingmaker. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Bam. Then we play the Molten Encasement in the front with Heartless on it. Or not Heartless, Endless. Endless on it. I mean, it still has Heartless, but Endless is the thing that I wanted it to have. And then we play this Drag back here. And we play a Formless Child. Or we could play Intent on Death and add Stealth to our units immediately. You are Intent on Death. Do I want to play Molded to get back the Formless Child even though I couldn't play it this turn? I don't know, that doesn't seem very helpful, so I think I won't. Just do almost 500 damage to the boss. The boss goes to the top. We can do a bunch of damage. A bunch of damage. You are burning out. Is that okay? Yes, because we have molded. So, do we do anything down here? Because all of our units have stealth, so they don't even attack us? Okay. We don't do anything at the bottom. What we do instead is we play all of the spells up here. All of them. Except for Crushing Demise and Hallowed Drippings. Most of the spells up here. We do damage to the boss, we do damage to the boss, damage to the boss, damage to the boss. And you die because of the melee weakness. Kinda sad, actually. I didn't like that part. And we can't kill the boss before the Relentless phase, but we are surely going to win on the Relentless phase. No problem whatsoever. We can even do a good old Wingmaker here. Okay, let's do the Molded on a different floor. Get the Rector Flicker back. Do we want to have this one survive? Don't really care. Play Rector Flicker. How many units do we have there? 6? So we can add another one. We can add a Lady of the House. I like that. Play this Molded as well. Get a Lady of the House. Play the Lady of the House down there too. We are now at the 7-unit limit. And we play good old Wingmaker. We can play a Hornbreak to kill this one. Seems nice. And then resin removal. Sure. And Hallowed Drippings is for next turn, but you can see that we are already dealing a fourth of the boss's health, and we have a whole bunch of stealth on our units. So I think we'll be fine during the final round. We actually don't have to play anything, we just win. Alright, Seraph is down, time for the Last Divinity. This daily challenge was kind of fun, but I feel overpowered, really. I don't even need my votive key that much to win. Because this is so strong. The If I Had a Hammer, that's so strong. Alright, you have Damage Shield. The Damage Shield is the most annoying part about this. Oh well, I guess. We will do the 2 Hef the Blacksmiths. Ooh, you having extra attack is real bad on this second floor. Didn't really think about that being a problem. 22 damage to my front unit every turn. That's dangerous. But still, we do the plan. Hef the Blacksmith, Hef the Blacksmith, and then we play Rector Flicker in front of this one. Right, and this one down here has Endless. We probably should have played this one first, so that it had Endless, because this one's more likely to die. The Hef the Blacksmiths are mainly there so that they're increasing the space on both floors a whole lot. That's the main thing that they're doing. Alright, everything at the bottom is dying no problem. I like that. We are taking 70 damage, but don't worry about that part. Up here, we could play Lady of the House. We could play Hornbreaker. We can play all of these cards, but not all of them matter. Lady of the House goes up here definitely. We are going to kill you with a horn break, I guess? Oh, we can kill this one with a horn break, can't we? This deals 76 damage exactly, which means it gets through the damage shield because of piercing. That's nice. Let's do that. You are still taking a bunch of damage, partially because this one deals 10 damage when it dies, and also the 11 times 2 is bad. Could put a drag in front of you so that you survive a little bit longer. Or we could put the drag behind so we deal more damage. I think the drag behind is what I want. We can do resin removal down here that removes the spell shield. That's nice. Not that we needed that removed, but I like the fact that that works. So let's put a drag here. The real question is whether we put a drag here. We do have 3 good old Wingmakers and no units. Okay, we do not play a drag down there. Or, sorry, that was silly. The result of that discussion was we do play a drag down here. Had the discussion, and then I failed to think of the consequences of that discussion correctly. Alright, the bottom is scary, the middle you are dying. The bottom is not very scary for very long, though, because we have 3 good old Wingmakers. That's quite nice. The only problem is we can't play all of these cards. We want the Formless Child to die, but we don't want it to die this turn. So let's play a good old Wingmaker first. A piercing one. And then what? We can play another good old Wingmaker. I want to play the Formless Child. I just need to think about where I play it. Because I want it to get back Rector Flicker. I guess we could put it here. Because then it doesn't die this turn. So Rector Flicker dies, and then it dies next turn and gets Rector Flicker back. I like that. Okay, and otherwise we just want to deal more damage to these people at the bottom. Because they're not dying. I don't like them. Rector Flicker, you died. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. You I don't like. We are going to play a Crushing Demise on you. Yes, definitely a Crushing Demise on you. Boom. Killed our Dreg. If it killed this one, she has Endless, so she would come right back. We did get Intent on Death, which is kind of cool because we can get Rector Flicker back right now. Oh no! We got the Dreg back. Oh well, we actually have Molded as well, so we can do that anyway. So Rector Flicker is back. We play... Have we played a unit this turn? We have not. So we play Molten Encasement first. And then we play Rector Flicker behind it. And a Dreg down here too. So next. Next problem is that you're not dying. And you're not dying. I don't like either of those things. My 2 units dying is fine, except that you have Harvest Armor 15. Yeah, this is just kind of not good for us. We're going to have to deal with that unit, and I don't know exactly how we're going to deal with it. Unless we get Crushing Demise, which is kind of our solution. Do we have Crushing Demise? We do not. Okay, do we have something else that can kill him? Good old Wingmaker does damage. We could play a Paraffin Enforcer. We want that one down here, though. The Paraffin Enforcer Lady of the House. Could play a different Lady of the House at the top. I do want this one down here. Let's put this one down here. Which means let's put this one up here. And play the good old Wingmaker. You don't die, but you only hit the pyre once now, instead of more than once. And then the Vengeful Shard only does 1 damage to the pyre. That's really insignificant, but I have nothing else to play that I care about. So let's play that, and let's do resin removal on these people. So, 1 attack on the pyre does 16 damage, I think. And then he's gone. So we took 16 damage in this fight, so we're not getting out of here completely unscathed. Not that I imagined we would, but, you know, it was possible. It was certainly possible because of the crushing demises that we have. We definitely want to play good old Wingmakers down here. You did not die. I want you to die. Of course, I could kill this one. Let's kill that one instead. And then molded. Ooh, we could mold that Dreg. And I would play him on this floor to protect our Hep the Blacksmith there. There we go. So we're dealing kind of chip damage on all 3 floors. To the boss, I mean. We don't do amazing amounts of damage, but we survive well, and we do a medium amount of damage, kind of all the time. Crushing Demise would kill you. We even have a molded to get the unit back immediately. Alright, let's do that. Crushing Demise. We lost a Dreg. And then we can mold that Dreg. And it is a pretty chonking Dreg now. And what else do we play? I guess we play Molten Encasement. Ooh, should have played that before the Dreg. I lost the Endless on the Molten Encasement this time. And now we've got damage cards. This one does more. Resin removal doesn't really do anything. Let's play it anyway. Alright, 3 more waves. I do not think that we're going to win this one before the Relentless phase, but I'm starting to see the possibility of that happening. Ho-ho, we lose our Molten Encasement right now when I play this. There we go. Took a while for it to do all of the effects that happened there. We will play Hornbreak on the boss. We've got a Molded, and we've got the Formless Child. The Molten Encasement being molded is not bad. I guess we'll do that. Because that makes this bottom row basically invincible in the final phase. And then I guess I'll play the Vengeful Shard because we don't have to take that damage on the pyre, so why take it? Alright, 1,000 life remaining on the boss. And we did not get a good old Wingmaker this turn. so this turn is not going to be as good as the other turns. However, we did get a molded with a Crushing Demise, so we can just flat out kill a random one of these. Random is not the best, though. I guess we can play with the randomness by destroying the ones that we don't want to die first, and then do the Crushing Demise. And then we get to remold the unit that died, and play it again. Granted, it lost its rage, which is a little sad. But other than losing that rage, it was perfectly fine. Oh, you're dying. You're dying this turn. How about that? Oh well. So we do nothing at the top floor because our unit died. And the final round, we are probably winning immediately. Without playing any cards. Yep. Alright. And that we had this Hallowed Drippings in my hand the entire battle, ready to make this final phase better, and we didn't need it. Victory! That is my second daily challenge complete. This one seemed easy. It really did seem easy to me. Let's see what our score is. It's not going to be as big as last time. The last time's score was ridiculous. Still a very respectable 58,000 though. I like that. Alright, that's it for today. Next time is another daily challenge, and then we're going back to the climb. Back to standard runs, going up Covenant ranks. Since this was a daily run, none of my clans gain levels, nor do I master any new cards. Also, after earning 7 achievements last time, I get none for this run. Let's focus on enemies on the right. The Forged Disciple becomes the 6th enemy, which I have killed at least 100 times. Goodbye, Forged Disciple, you have been checked off my list. Also, the Last Divinity makes it to my 10 kill threshold. I've actually never died to the Last Divinity. I've made it there 10 times, and won all 10 times. Looking at the left, I am highlighting my champion this run, Hef the Blacksmith, who makes it past the 10 battle threshold. I had 2 of her in my deck at the end. Crushing Demise was very helpful this run. The downside to Crushing Demise isn't so bad when many of my units have Endless, and when I have ways to reform them in my deck. This was also my first time playing with Crushing Demise. For artifacts, I'm highlighting 2 that I had never played with before. The Mark of a Champion increased Rector Flicker's stats, which was very nice with his Burn Bright upgrades. The Votive Key was the source of the Endless quality on my units, which really gave me the ability to play Crushing Demise without worry. I have a detailed tracking sheet, link in the video description, new episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.